morning and thanks for joining us on The Breakfast. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. On the show this morning, Ekiti Court grants Farotimi 50 million naira bail, and why naira is in massive recovery race across all markets. Those are our two major topics that we'll be looking at this morning. We also are going to have our top trending issues where we discuss some headlines that we singled out in the course of the last 24 hours, and then we'll go to the newspapers to see the fresh headlines that made it to the front pages of some of our national dailies. Once again, good morning and welcome to the show this morning on the 10th day of December 2024. 15 days to Christmas and 20 days before it's the end of this year. Good morning. Let's take a short break and look at the quote for this morning. You're welcome back from that break. Unfortunately, we couldn't bring you the quote for today, but we know what is good for us. Let's remember what one of America's presidents said at one point. He said, "Do not think of what America can do for you, but think of what you can do for America." As we end this year, no matter how bitter you might be, what have you put into life that is positive enough for life to return the same energy to you? You ask yourself what you have contributed to Nigeria's growth, for Nigeria to be able to return the same energy to you. This is not standing in for the leaders, but this is standing in for our society, which needs you. No matter what we do, no matter what we say, it's left for us as individuals and then as a collective to make our Nigeria great, to make our lives great, to make everything we want great. Remember, one of the quotes this week was, if you see that the path you're taking is not palatable enough, create your own. That was a paraphrase, but that's what it was. When you see that something is not working right, create your own future, create your own picture of what you want your life to be like. Our Nigeria might be whatever it is, but remember, it takes you and I to make it what it should be. So if you are that or her seller in the market that uses stems to tie the few leaves that you have so that the person will think it's a very big bunch, you may be worse than a politician somewhere. If you are somebody who says, okay, I will sell Gary to you and I'll give you fisi, and then you just do like you're giving the fisi and then everything falls back. Or you're making your cup that you're selling the egusi or the bene seed or the rice to be smaller than a normal cup, then you may be worse than the person you're accusing. There are small things we do at the end of the day. There are small things we do that add up to being as dangerous or as evil as the people that we are thinking that they are the evil ones. So in your corner, ask yourself, what are you doing? Are you honest enough? Because if we are in a room, 10 people in a room and 9 are honest, then the one that is not honest will be forced to be honest. That's what it is. They say, show me 4 of your friends. If they are rich, the 5th person will be rich. If 4 of your friends behave in a certain way, then you are the next person. You are the 5th person who behaves that way as well. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. So if all our friends, if all of us are good enough, Nigeria will be good. So when we say Nigeria is so bad, it's the badness of all of us put together that is making Nigeria what it is. So if we are good, we can hold our leaders accountable. If we are good, we can hold ourselves accountable. If we are good, our nation will grow. We'll move to the top trending issues, beginning with 36 people who have been rescued by the Kebbi State Police Command. They rescued the victims along the Merira-Bena Road in Danko-Wasagu local government area of Kebbi State. This was contained in a statement issued by the police spokesman, Nafiu Abubakar. And according to the statement, gunmen in large numbers barricaded Merira-Bena Road on December 8, 2024, and kidnapped 36 people who were coming back from their respective farms. The police said upon receipt of the report, a combined team of the police, army, and vigilante mobilized to the scene and engaged the bandits in a gun duel. overpowered them, forcing them to escape into the forest with gunshot wounds. The police said they rescued the 36 victims unhurt, and they have since been reunited with their families. The Commissioner of Police, Bello Sani, commended the officers' bravery, resilience, and professionalism, and urged them to be more committed to not making Kebbi State a safe haven for the criminals. The police commissioner equally charged the officers and other security agencies operating in the area to intensify synergy among them to decisively deal with the bandits and other unscrupulous elements. I like stories like this. A lot of times we talk about the security agencies as not doing their business and all that, but when we see things like this, also we praise them. The swift response was great. That incident of kidnap happened on the 8th, and already yesterday the news was out that these people were rescued, which means within 24 hours, 36 people were rescued. And that was because there was credible information, and not only that, the security agencies acted swiftly, and that was why they were able to do that. I hope that they will be acting as swiftly as that in all cases, because if you let that, my people say, when a lizard falls into the water, follow it immediately or it might turn into a crocodile. That's what it is. So don't let a matter to sit and you begin to think about strategizing, you're doing this, you're doing that. Before you know what is happening, they're deep into the forest. You cannot even find a way to get these victims out. But this quick response, see what it resulted in. All 36 people were rescued unhurt, and instead it's the bandits that ran into the bush, and according to the police and security agencies, they ran into the bush with gun wounds. Whether they were wounded or not, the fact that these 36 people were rescued almost immediately is commendable. So kudos to the Nigerian police, kudos to the Nigerian army, kudos to the vigilante of that area. And we know that sometimes, not even sometimes, self-help is not a good thing for us. We should never be left to seek help for ourselves. And that's how the deadly group, Lukarawa, that they're calling now, started. They started as a vigilante group that was defending itself. And after that, greed crept in. That's what happens when non-state actors take the laws into their hands, or not just the laws into their hands, but they are the only ones that are left to fend for themselves. They design a system that sometimes degenerates into something really, really bad. Lukarawa was a good group that was formed to defend the integrity of that area, to defend the people of that area. But now they are a terror group, and we are going after them. So if the security agencies will always live to their responsibilities and also integrate these vigilantes and all that and work together with them, the possibility of them breaking away and becoming a terror group will be very, very slim, if at all. And so, but bottom line for today regarding that report is that we applaud the security agencies for acting swiftly, and for the vigilante also that joined the fray to make sure that the place is safe enough. Data from the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has revealed that 32 states and the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, failed to attract any foreign investment in the first 9 months of 2024, up from 27 states in 2023, despite Nigeria's capital importation increasing annually by 91.35%. The total investment for quarter 3 of 2024 fell to $1.25 billion, reflecting a 51.90% decline from the previous quarter. Only Lagos, Ekiti, Enugu, Kaduna, and the FCT recorded capital inflows in 2024. Lagos led with $4.6 billion, followed by the FCT with $2.39 billion. Ekiti secured $120,000, while Enugu and Kaduna attracted $180,000 and $1.95 million, respectively. Notably, many oil-rich and resource-heavy states, such as Bayelsa and Rivers, saw no inflows despite their economic significance. Analysts point to Lagos and the FCT dominance due to better infrastructure, regulatory frameworks, and investor-friendly environment. Other states struggled due to factors like insecurity, poor governance, and lack of investor confidence, stalling economic growth in resource-high regions. The disparity underscores a critical challenge for Nigeria's economic diversification and development efforts. Bridging this investment gap will require targeted reforms, improved security, and strategic infrastructure investment to attract and retain foreign investors in underperforming states. Sometimes I just think about the states and I don't know. People are still clamoring for more states. Is it in having more states that development really will come to our states? Is it in having more countries that developments will come to our countries? When the same people sit on the throne, no matter how many states are in that region, it's going to be difficult. When also people who may not even have idea how to grow the economy and make the state safe enough for people to dwell and for people to come and invest in, then there's just no point. This is not looking down on any geopolitical zone, but let's take the Southeast, for instance. How many states are in the Southeast? Southeast is almost the entire Southeast. There are about 5 states in the Southeast. The entire Southeast is almost just as big as Oyo State, or let's say Ogun State. So if you put all this together, and you find out that, which means there are more local governments there in a particular geographical location, there are more local governments there, there are more states there, but or is the situation in the Southeast better than everywhere else? It's not about the number of states, it's about the people at the helm of affairs. It's about how honest our leaders are. If we, for instance, as the agitation is, Biafra comes to be, what are the people who are the people that will be at the helm of affairs that will make Biafra better? Or if we're talking about a Yoruba nation, who are the people that will be superintending over the affairs of the Yoruba nation that will dramatically make the Yoruba nation a better place than it is today? If it is the same people that are going to be at the helm of affairs, then what will significantly change? What has significantly changed from the time that APC took over from PDP, except that maybe there's more hunger? But what has changed really? That will show us that jumping from party to party and voting party because they're big enough is a good excuse to give, saying that the country is going to be better. It is not in how many divisions we have that we call states or anything. It's about the people who are at the helm of affairs. So, well, 36 states, that was the report. Let's not digress. 36 states of the Federation, only 4 states were able to attract foreign investment into their states. What were the 34 doing? Is it that they couldn't generate any revenue from, or is it that they couldn't have any idea how to attract these people? Our president has been going from place to place. Was he selling only the 4 states to the people to come and invest in? Why were the 4 states able to generate whatever they generated? And they said that some of the things were infrastructure and a conducive environment. I think the conducive environment was a greater thing than anything else. If you have a conducive environment, the investor will come, build his own infrastructure, make his own money, and do whatever he wants to do the business he wants to do. So what's the thing? So plan to have a place that is conducive enough, plan to have ideas that will attract people to come, and plan to make your own money. And that's why I'm hoping that whatever these tax bills are, they should also include something that will make the governors to wake up and do the needful, and not to continue to be beggars that will go to the center, cap in hand, to collect federal allocation, come back and share, and nothing is being done. And then, in fact, sometimes when the federal government is doing its best to make sure that the people smile, they give maybe rice. One person will just corner the rice, as we say it here, and then start to rebag and sell. There was a story yesterday about a farmers association even that took the farm inputs that were supposed to be for the entire state farmers and kept it somewhere and were doing whatever they were doing with it. It didn't get to the farmers as it should get to them. So all of us are involved. If fortunes are not coming to our states, it's not just the government, the people also may be doing one thing that is so terrible that is making investors not to come into that place. So what are you doing? Like we said before we started in earnest, what are you doing for Nigeria? What are you putting back to the society and so that you can expect some reward to come back to you? We all are guilty. Our governors are the most guilty, and then we, the people, also are guilty. Because if our governors do not perform, we should say something. But a lot of us cannot say something because we are having our fingers soiled as well. Anyway, like I said, the story is about only 4 attracting foreign investment, and we're hoping that as we enter 2025, fortunes will be better for all the states. Security will improve nationwide, and the economy will be conducive enough. The naira will be stable in the foreign exchange market so that people will know what to do for a fact. Even if the naira becomes 2,500 naira per dollar, let it be steady enough for someone to be able to predict what the market will be like tomorrow or next week or next month. That is all we're asking for. You don't know whether this fluctuation is not good for business. As simple as that, and so many investors will be thinking about that. The fluctuation of the naira goes up and down. You cannot plan. The security that is not there in a lot of states that have this potential to attract foreign investors. The economy itself, the taxation, all these things come to play to make our states not be able to generate enough income. So everybody who is involved should look into it and make sure that our country, our various states are conducive enough for business and we are able to attract foreign investment. Now, the final one is Aviation Minister Festus Kaymo and the Federal Competitions and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, are in conflict over allegations that Air Peace is inciting other airlines to raise fares. The FCCPC is investigating complaints about exploitative pricing, flight cancellations, and consumer rights violations by Air Peace. Kaymo criticized the FCCPC's approach, calling its statement careless and emphasizing the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) regulatory authority. He highlighted challenges like high operating costs and forex fluctuations affecting aviation. Air Peace, however, defended its pricing, proposing 500,000 naira to 700,000 naira as ideal for domestic flights, sparking further scrutiny. FCCPC insists on continuing its inquiry, ensuring consumer protection and addressing their unfair market practices. The controversy underscores tension between aviation stakeholders and regulatory bodies, reflecting broader challenges in balancing operational sustainability with consumer rights. Well, over the years, we've seen that, I don't know whether it's a fault of the regulatory bodies, not just in aviation, but in every other one. And it's in this Nigeria, everything has association of this and that. So they can fix the price, they can do whatever they want to do, and then they go scot-free. If FCCPC is waking up to its responsibility, fine. If the Ministry of Aviation is waking up to its responsibility, it's fine. But, you know, that's what it is right now. So if Air Peace, we don't know how true that allegation is. If they are influencing the fixing of price, maybe it's because of the porosity of enforcement of regulations by the authorities that are involved. We hope for a situation where fares will be very, very good for people to travel from place to place. Air travel is one of the safest right now in the country, and if it goes high as 500,000 domestic flights, I don't know what we're going to be doing. Maybe only one airline will remain, and that will be only for the politicians who have the money to spare, because even a regular businessman, no matter how rich they are, will be thinking about, you know, moving from Lagos to Port Harcourt and paying 700,000 naira, and I need to go every day. Well, it just doesn't speak well. But whatever the problems are, maybe we still haven't heard more details into this whole issue. But we do hope that the problem will be resolved in favor of the people, whether it's NCAA that is right, whether it is Airpeace and other airline operators that are right, whoever is involved in this, we hope that it will be resolved in favor of the people, and our flight cancellations will be a thing of the past. Overpricing and price fixing will be a thing of the past, and there will be competition enough for the people to enjoy. That's what we're hoping for. So many people cannot be with their families this time because of the high prices, high fares, airfares, and even land fares and all that, and it's not good for us. So whatever is the issue in that sector, please should be resolved in favor of the people. Whether, like I said, no matter who is right, let at the end of the day, the resolution be in favor of the people. That's all we're asking, and it should be as fast as possible. Well, that's all for top trending issues. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll be looking at the papers to see what the headlines are. Stay with us.